what is our fifth and final main topic today?
This last question comes from David. I saw an article on THR saying that Matt Damon was not only offered a role on James Cameron's Avatar, but also a 10% cut of the profits. He said he wanted to take it, but couldn't because of scheduling conflicts. Do you think adding a Matt Damon to Avatar would have made it somehow make even more money than it already did? What are your thoughts on Damon and his effect on Avatar?
This was a crazy story to read. So Matt Damon recently did an interview, and he revealed that he had sat down with James Cameron, and Cameron offered him the Avatar role. That, of course, eventually went to Sam Worthington. So he offered him the role, and apparently, Cameron was very direct with him. And Cameron said, look, I don't need to have a big star in this. I don't, but I'd like it to be you. And he offered him 10%, which he couldn't do today because Disney would have to make that decision. But at the time, he said, I'll offer you 10% of the profits of the film. Nobody knew at the time it was going to become the number one box office film of all time. However, Matt Damon had scheduling conflicts and prior commitments to doing Bourne films that overlapped, and it just didn't give him the time to do it. He wanted to do it, and he couldn't. And apparently in turning it down, he says, that kind of killed my chances of working with James Cameron again. But he said, yeah, I couldn't do it. And then Matt Damon even goes on to share the story about when he talked, because he's written some stuff with John Krasinski, and he talks about when he told John Krasinski. He said, I told John Krasinski this story when we were writing Promised Land, Damon continued. This is out of the Hollywood Reporter. I tell him the story, and he goes, what? And then he stands up and he starts pacing in the kitchen. Damon recalls Krasinski telling him that had he been cast in Avatar, nothing in his life would have been different, except right now we would be having this conversation in space. So yeah, I've left more money on the table than any actor, actually. And when you start to then look back, and I think Matt Damon went on to say, you know what? I'm able to feed my kids and put a roof over my kid's head. I'm fine. And he did. He was fine. Everything's good. But when you start to put that into perspective, when you start looking at 10% of the profits, you arguably could be looking, Rob, at a $250 million payday for one movie that he might have got for doing a role like that. Now, look, it went to Sam Worthington, and I think James Cameron's words held true. He didn't need a big A-list star in that. Worthington wasn't a nobody in the business, but he wasn't exactly a big A-list star either, and it did very well with him, so James Cameron was right. But would Avatar had made even more had it been Matt Damon? I'll be willing to say this. I think Avatar might have been a little bit better with Matt Damon, because I don't think Worthington's a bad actor. I don't think he's as good as Matt Damon, though. So I think we might have seen a little bit of a better movie, but the movie made $2.7 billion. I don't know that Matt Damon's name to it would have changed the tide or made it make any more money. Maybe a little bit of a better movie, but I don't think it would have made any more money. That said, I think if you're Matt Damon, yes, you're rich. Yes, you've already had a great career, but there's got to be a little part of you that's like kicking yourself just a little bit that, oh my God, I wish that could have worked out. And Rob, you hear this story. What do you make of it?
Well, look, you know what? If you're going to spend time lamenting the decisions you made that didn't pan out, you'll be driven mad.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think with the kind of movie Avatar is and was that Matt Damon would have made that much of a difference. The Sam Worthington character, the fact that he wasn't as known when you meet him as a crippled former ex-military man, I thought it worked for the character. I thought it worked for the movie. And I think I adore Matt Damon. I've always liked him. A friend of mine even works with him that I grew up with in my neighborhood. It's one of his assistants. And by all accounts, he's just a great guy. And I adore The Martian. I could watch The Martian.
So
The Martian
good.
is one of those movies that it quickly is going up the ranks, especially the extended director's cut, as one of my favorite movies of all time. And it's because of him. Matt Damon is so, of course, all the other supporting characters, but I love watching Matt Damon in movies. So I don't think Avatar would make more money if he was in it. I think the movie might have been held in higher regard now, that people wouldn't be so dismissive of it the way they are now. But no, I don't think he would have he would have made the movie necessarily any better, or would he have made it more successful? He certainly, I mean, $250 million. But you know what? He's had a great career. And does he have a better career now than Sam Worthington does?
Well, I think that's safe to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's doing all right.
Although Sam's got four more Avatar movies coming
He
out
does.
that they're going to pay him pretty well
And
too.
let's remember Jake Sully. There is a Hot Toys figure of him, and there is no Matt Damon Hot Toys figure. So who wins?
There are no Matt Damon Hot Toys?
Like none for any of the movies that he's been in.
There's no like Matt Damon window jumping?
No Bourne Ultimatum. Really?
Not Hot Toys.
That
Wow.
surprises me.
I know.
That's intriguing
Hot
to know.
Toys. You should
But
make
there's
a
a Jake
Goodwill
Sully
Hunting
Hot
toy.
Toy.
I mean, yeah, no, I doubt. The first question that came to my mind after hearing about this actually was, I wonder if Cameron made that same offer to Worthington. I gotta believe he didn't, because Worthington was a bit of a hotter name for a time, but I think when they made Avatar, he wasn't the biggest name or anything like that. I gotta imagine he probably got some good deal. Look, he got paid well to do Avatar, I'm sure, but I doubt he got the same 10% offer that Damon got. Rob, do you think?
There's no way. He wouldn't get them apples. No way.
No,
No.
he wouldn't get them apples. Question is, guys, what do you think about this? If you're Matt Damon, are you like kicking yourself? Or are you like, you know what? I got all the money in the world anyway. It doesn't really matter. Do you think Avatar would have turned out much difference either in quality-wise or how much money it made at the box office? Or do you think it would make no difference whatsoever? Jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts.